call the meeting to order. Those that would like to stand and join us in the Lord's Prayer and Pledge of Allegiance, please do.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and power, and glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. If I could entertain a motion to approve the minutes from December 2nd, 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion or corrections? All those in favor of approving the minutes as written, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes have been approved. Good morning, Mr. Kramer. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Cannon, Mr. Gentleman of the County Council, ladies and gentlemen. The first order, before going into that, for the benefit of those in the audience and watching on PAC TV, Councilmember Matt Holloway had a conflict arise he's with his schedule and expresses his regrets for not being able to attend the meeting today.
Thank you.
And first order for your consideration is Resolution Number 153, 2014, at the request of the County Executive, confirming the appointment of Michelle R. Miles to the Wycomico County Personnel Board. Ms. Miles is a resident of Wycomico County.
Thank you, Mr. Kramer. Entertain a motion to accept Resolution 153, 2014.
So moved. Second.
Did you get that? So moved. We'll give it to Joe right now. John Hall, second. Any discussion? And she is not here, I don't think. I don't see her. Okay. All those in favor of Resolution 153, 2014, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. I'd like to thank her for volunteering and congratulate her. Thank you.
Next for your consideration is Resolution Number 154, 2014, at the request of the County Executive, making a supplemental appropriation from contingency to the Department of Finance in the amount of $17,500. Mr. Mackle is here to answer any questions you may have and explain the need.
It's Dawn, actually. Dawn Parks.
Oh, excuse me.
Entertain a motion to accept Resolution 154, 2014.
So moved.
One at a time. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion, yes.
I aired, Mr. President. Mrs. Parks is our resident munis expert, I believe, along with many other things.
Okay.
Come
Yes,
forward,
if you
please.
come.
You can use the podium or the seat, whichever you prefer.
Just got
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
You know, transparency in government has become,
Please speak into the microphone, or the folks at home won't know what you're saying.
as we know, transparency in government has become an initiative across not only Wycomico County, but across the country due to the open government directive. Get myself set up. In response to the demand, Tyler Technologies has developed an application called Citizen Transparency Module. And I gave you a handout that's a cleaner version of the one that was in your briefing, book. The Transparency Module is a hosted website that organizes financial and payroll data into graphs and charts, and giving citizens access to open books directly from our website, where they can view spending trends, detailed information, as well as the ability to download information into Excel or PDF. The Transparency Module on our website would replace on the Transparency portal, under the Financial Information Periodic Reports, would replace the monthly reports that are currently being posted on our website. Open Books is refreshed weekly, so the information would be more up to date than what we are now posting to the website. I am going to take you on a tour of the city of Woburn, Massachusetts, who has Open Checkbook. You can see directly from their website, there's a link to their Open Checkbook. Once we select it, it directs us to the welcome page for the City of Woburn's Open Checkbook site. On the welcome page, on the welcome page, you can see we have all of our spending views that are available for the citizens. It also gives us a graph of the financial total expenditures by fiscal year, as well as a chart by government area. Now, for us, the government areas would be our general government, public safety, public works, health, education, corrections. We have 10 governmental areas.
That would not include the Board of Ed.
Education is part of it, yes.
So the Board of Ed's all over?
Not the Board of Ed's, the information, what we give the Board of Ed would be part of this.
Okay,
But Board of Ed would not be supplying data
So
to
it's
us.
not gonna be an open checkbook from the Board of Ed?
From the Board of Ed, no, it's gonna be an open checkbook for our information.
We'll look at that later then.
It also, on the main welcome page, it gives us the date that the data was last updated, so you know how current your data is. If we go into vendors, on the vendor, the main page of the vendors, we see, let me get over to it. Downstairs, I have full screen. Do you know how to get full screen? Up. There we go. Okay. On the spending by vendor screen, it gives, of course, gives us our top 10 vendors. Oops, sorry. We have our top 10 vendors, along with a list of all active vendors that have been used. We have the option to filter for what year we would like to view. So if someone's wanting to go back to 2014 and pull data, they can. We also have what funds that are available. They have their site defaulting to the general fund, but we could choose to look at all of them or keep it just as the general fund. We also have the option to look up an individual vendor. It'll take you to the individual vendor. From here, you can drill down, and by drilling down, you can see all payments that have been made to this vendor, the account description, department that did the purchase, and what fund it is in. You can also select the vendor for more detailed information and options to see other reporting. So you can report by department, what departments have been using this vendor. The information is also able to be exported. So if we choose to export, we can go export it to Excel. It sends it right to us. We have the option to, of course, scroll down and see the check history.
Those will be documents in the Excel that could be edited?
If someone, they could manipulate, yes, but they are not manipulating our data.
Right.
They're manipulating it to create, like, if they wanted to put it in a different order or something like that, yes.
But they can't change the numbers.
Well, they can't change our numbers, but I was just curious as to what they could do with the downloaded product.
It's an open file for Excel.
They can only manipulate it inside their own Excel.
Right.
Yes.
They can't manipulate it.
Well, I understand. I was just curious as what they could do with their own.
The value is they can do their own analysis.
Okay.
Okay. If we go into the government area, again, government area for us would be general government, public safety, education, health. We can see that, again, it gives us a chart. If we hover over it, it tells us the totals, along with listing of all the different government areas. Here, if I select general government, then gives us even more information that we can look at. You can see we have the monthly spending for general government. We have it by the department, and we have it by the category spending. These categories for us would be our salaries, benefits, operating, one-time expenditures, capital. We have the option to drill down to see more activity within the areas. And if we go on here, we look at department, it then breaks it down by your vendor payments. It also gives you your totals for what was previously. You could go for more detail under vendors or payroll. In the department, breaks it down by the government area that they fall under, and then by department. You can see it gives us a graph of the department groups, of course, which is our government area. And then it also tells us the highest spending departments within the area. Underneath it, each department group, it gives you the departments that are there. So then if I go select to drill down into one of the departments, we get their information. And we can even drill down a bit further to get more detailed information for each person. So it gives us our vendor payments, our employment earnings, any other transactions that are in there.
Excuse me,
Yes.
when a credit card is used or a purchase card, and this might be something you're going to speak about at a later time today, but does that automatically create a vendor? Or are you talking about vendors now that are a vendor of record?
We're talking about current vendor of records.
Okay.
Purchase cards, currently, when a purchase card is used, the vendor is Bank of America, because we pay Bank of America. So the transactions to P cards are under Bank of America. On our current website, we list all the transactions that break it down, and you can see who the actual vendors, where the purchase was taken. That will not disappear from the county website.
Okay.
Access to that will still be there.
So that'll still be, so you'll still have your periodic
Yes.
expense reports?
We will still
Okay.
have those, yes.
All right, okay. But it will not be part of this?
It will not be part of this.
Yeah.
You can go in and look at the Bank of America, but you would not be able to tell which end of, you would see all the charges for,
Right.
that were on the credit card, but you wouldn't have to be able to tell like which store it was
Right,
purchased at.
okay.
You would have to go to the actual spreadsheet that we
Okay.
keep on the
That's
website.
fine. Okay, thank you.
Under the departments, again, we looked at the detail. Another option under other reports is payroll. Under our payroll, it tells us the category summary. Now, the pay categories would be your base pay, overtime, premium overtime, benefits. Those would be set up with the help of HR, determining which category they each fall under. So we have several years' earnings. You can see the costs for those. And then it also gives you the option of payroll by employee, given their job title, department, and their earnings for several years, along with the current year. So basically, the transparency module is about providing access of information to citizens, vendors, department heads, other personnel in a timely fashion, straight from our website. And I thank you for your time.
I got a question.
Any questions, yes, Larry?
How quick would the transactions be?
As
Be
far as-
posted.
Be posted. It is updated weekly.
Okay.
So, and currently, the reports that we put on the website are monthly. After we close a month, the next week, we post or within the next few days, we post the report. So with this being weekly, if I go back to the main screen, you can see on here that it was updated on the 15th.
Okay.
So their data today is as of last night, as of when their last backup was last night.
Yeah, any other questions?
Yes, I do. What would be the additional cost to include this into the board, include the Board of Education into this? I'm sure they wouldn't want to pay for it themselves, but if we could
Well, first they'd have to agree to it. We couldn't compel them to.
understand that, yeah.
Yeah, Joe, are they using Munis, Dawn?
No, they do not.
They
See,
do-
they're
so
not
they
on
don't
the
use
same
Munis.
IT
Oh, okay.
platform as we
Okay.
are, so I don't
They
even
are
think we
using
could
Munis.
import it.
No, that's fine. I thought they did use Munis.
No.
Joe, to that point, I've seen state legislation for other boards of education where the state has mandated that a local board in another county have a checkbook like this. So the state, we can pass legislation to mandate that a board of education does that, probably upon request of the local county. So that may be a way to
Right,
get at that.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly something I could discuss with you.
Yeah, I mean, that's over half our budget.
Yeah.
Or half our budget anyway. so
I mean, I
it'd be-
think they'd have to do it standalone, where you could drill in to their website,
Right.
but I'm happy to have that discussion
Yeah,
with them.
that'd be good.
That'd be good.
You have a question, Randy? He answered. Yes.
So this is $17,500 to purchase it. Is there an additional cost every year?
It is $4,500 initial setup, and we already have budgeted funding for that. The 17.5 is a yearly annual maintenance. We will not maintain this website. This is a hosted website, so they will keep the data updated for us, set up the website. The 17.5 will be part of our annual maintenance agreement. So what we don't have is the initial first year's maintenance fee
Okay.
for that.
So, other than citizen transparency, can you explain what the benefits is going to be to the county government as far as management, and will there be benefits other than just citizen
I think
transparency?
on the managerial level, being able to look at your department and see in a pie chart where you're sitting with your expenses is a benefit.
And that's something they can't do now.
They cannot, well, they could if they pulled it and did it themselves.
I see.
They cannot do it from the system, but if they, had the ability to pull the information into Excel and make their own, they could, yes.
So we are looking at benefits internally, other than just
I
external.
believe so,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
And this is something that if you can get on the website, you don't have to be at work.
Yeah.
You can actually get to this as a citizen, just the department heads could get to this from home, along with other personnel.
It's a strong analytical tool, Joe.
It is.
I mean, as a
Well,
department head,
I'm trying to justify what we're
No,
spending here,
understand.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a
Broad.
very strong analytical tool where department heads can see trending, have the analysis essentially done
Right.
for them in the background. So I think it's a powerful tool.
It looks good to me.
Well, the bottom line is we, as a council and the citizens we feel that transparency is important, so that would probably be one of the best benefits. I don't know about 17,500 a year, but we'll see.
We can renew it annually.
What's the percentage, what percentage of that is our cost of being on Munis? That's a small percentage,
That's a
probably.
small
Very
percentage.
small
Yeah,
percentage of the
yeah,
total.
it's pretty expensive.
Mr. Parks, I know apps like this typically cost in the 45 to 65,000 range, so at 17,500, you certainly have done very well, and certainly appreciate it. I'm sure it'll be worthwhile. How long do you have to archive this information? I know we have the paper backup, which is tremendous, but what about this information? How far back are we going to go with it, and how much?
We have been live on Tyler Technologies Munis since July 1st of 2008, so FY9 was our first year. We decide when we want to purge data. They don't determine that on us. So as far as with the help of IT, we will decide, of course, we have to keep 7 years, but we will decide when we choose to get rid of any data. As far as how many years back they go on here, they're showing 4, but I don't know if this city has maybe only been up with them 4 years, or if we could show back more. Currently on Munis, when you first go up into jail inquiry on our financial system, right in front of you is 4 years. And if you want to go back further, you tap to different areas for archived information.
If you do this, how long will it take you to program it?
It is saying that from the time we sign the contract, within 30 days, we will be up.
How about the archival information?
We'll be with it.
Super.
It's there already, John.
It's there.
It's in
there.
Munis.
Is there a storage problem with this?
No, we don't store any of the information because it's hosted.
It's in the cloud?
I'm sorry?
In the cloud, probably.
It's hosted at Tyler Technologies through an ASP.
Will there be any information that's not included?
We could choose or not choose to put things on there. I can't, on the financial side, transparency, everything goes. As far as on payroll side, if there's any departments that we feel should not be posted, or if it should be by person's position, not by name, dependent on how that wants. That is a capability, and that's up to the decision of the administration.
Any other questions? The only question that I had was curious as to why this was being introduced now through contingency, as opposed to just being applied to the regular budget process under finance in the new year.
We were giving a discounted rate that expires 12/31, and that's been extended to us for several months now.
Sale?
So to take care, yes, and this is not just this year, ongoing, to save us from 26,000 to 17,500, ongoing. That's why it's being introduced now instead of waiting.
Well, if they've extended it several times for us or pushed it back, why didn't we introduce it previously?
Waiting for the new council to come on.
Well, I do have to say, I think Wayne and I discussed this 3 years ago,
Yeah, I
something like
know.
that.
The
So-
charter review.
Yeah, the Charter Review Committee. So this has been something that I've looked forward to the county doing. I know the previous executive's office said that it was a priority, and I appreciate that you've stuck with it, Wayne, and you're making it happen. So I think this is a great idea, and I know that Joe Collins from Ardella Springs is one that talked to me about this originally. So I mentioned this to him, and he's quite happy about it too. So thank you. This is a great step for transparency.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I remembered, Mark, there's many discussions years ago, and I know John Palmer's happy with this as well, not just Joe Collins. So I think it'll be a good process.
There's another benefit to this that we might have not thought of, and I was just sitting here thinking about it. The vendors that are on there selling to us, other vendors can look and see what they're selling for and say, hey, I can do better than that. So it might open some doors for us to save money in the future.
There's a lot of different facets.
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Resolution 154, 2014, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution passes. Thank you for your time.
Next item for council's consideration is resolution number 155, 2014, at the request of the county executive, extending the date for the submission of the capital improvements program from December 16th, 2014 to January 20th, 2015. And the reason for the request, the extension is necessary to afford the county executive sufficient opportunity to review the projects submitted by each department for agency and financial statements. Mr. Mackel, I believe. No, I don't see Mr. Mackel.
He's downstairs selling bonds.
Yes, he is, isn't he? Well, is this something you are familiar with?
Entertain a motion to accept Resolution 155, 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Discussion.
I'll support it as long as we're not given enough time to make it bigger. So you're not making it larger, I'm fine with it.
We're not making it.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Resolution 155-2014, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution passes.
Next for your consideration is resolution number 156, 2014, at the request of the county executive, approving and publishing the dates of the official holidays for county employees for the year 2015.
Entertain a motion to accept Resolution 156, 2014. Councilman Dodd entertains motion second with John Hall. Discussion.
I have a question.
Councilman Dodd.
On both sheets here, I'm looking at the human resources sheet and the resolution. I like the idea of this day after Thanksgiving being called American Indian Heritage Day. Can we include that on the official page instead of day after Thanksgiving?
Okay. Any other comments? All those in favor of Resolution 156, 2014, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution passes.
Thank you, that's all I have for now.
Okay, at this time, we will go into public comments. Anybody in the audience that would like to make a statement, please come to the podium, state your name, and whether or not you are a resident of Wycomico County.
John Palmer, Star Road, Nelson, Maryland. I am a resident of the county. And Mr. Cannon, this new program does make me half happy. I will be fully happy when the Board of Education provides all of their input so that the other 50% of the budget can be transparent to the citizens also. Also, I'd just like to give you a reminder this morning, the Baltimore Sun reported that the budget deficit has been up to $1.2 billion. So it's continually going up, and this council is going to have a very, very tough job. I think you are going to be challenged more than any council that has been sitting up here. So good luck to you. Last week, I'd wanted to welcome the new members. I think this is going to be a real challenge to you. Open your eyes about what's going on in the county, and I welcome you to it. Go ahead and charge. And to the members coming back, thank you for doing a good job, and I look forward to seeing you take charge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Any other public comments?
Good morning. My name is Jean Mars. I'm a resident of Wycomico County, and I would like to say congratulations to the new members and to the members that are still on board. My prayers are with you. I just heard the gentleman say that you're going to have a tough time, and I believe that. But you know, sometimes tough times challenges people of the county, and the people of the county are the people, the foundation that you are built on. So first, this morning, I'm here because I'm concerned, again, I know you've heard it over and over, and I guarantee you that you're going to hear it again and again until something happens about the condition at West Salisbury School and the state of the Wycomico County Board of Education in particular. For over 25 years, the Wycomico County Board of Education has been walking with a limp. I'll say that we, the people of Wycomico County, have been dragging one foot. I didn't come this morning to try to give statistics on what's wrong or to identify who did what and who didn't do what. I know that's bad English. I believe, and please understand that this is my opinion, that there is enough blame and criticism to go around. Let me give you some facts. And every time I tell this story, wherever I tell it, somebody says they've never heard it. In 1964, 2 schools were built. One school was named Glen Avenue Elementary School, and the other school was named West Salisbury Elementary School. And the 2 schools were built identical. We, the citizens of Wycomico County, are proud to see that Glen Avenue School has been brought up and kept up to par. We're also proud to see all the improvements that keep, and I don't know whether I should give this number, because in the paper it gave one number and I looked at my phone book and got another number. But I'm gonna say that keeps 25 of our 26 schools moving forward. It disturbs us, the citizens, and saddens our heart that one school, after 40-plus years, had not been included, never in the process. This is the reason that I made the statement earlier that we are walking with a limp. We can do better, and we should do better. I must say that West Salisbury Elementary School has continued to perform under conditions that are almost unimaginable. And you might ask the question, how did they survive? Number one, we have had dedicated principals, beginning with Mr. Charles Gosley and continuing through the ranks to the present principal, Mrs. Melville Wright. Dedicated teachers who never complain but are determined to give the best while working under conditions that are not always pleasant. The staff who work with equipment in a building that is more than a chore to maintain, but they're working given over and above what their job descriptions call for. Children who do their best in spite of conditions that are while they're working. In the summer, they are sweating, where other children in other schools are working in air-conditioned rooms. They don't know when they are told to put on their coats, hats, and gloves. And I worked there for 21 years. Children put on their gloves, put their pencils in their hand, and work during class time. But other children in other schools are warned. So this has become the norm for them. We have parents who encourage and volunteer and have even been to board meetings, Wicomico County meetings, to try to speak for this school. So this morning, after saying all this, my question is, and you might say, why didn't you get to the question? But you needed to hear this. You need to hear this. What you proposed at the last meeting, the question is this a done deal, a dead issue, or is there a process that will allow this issue to come back before you and see what we can do about it?
Is that a specific question or is that a rhetorical question? I'm
Well,
not, I'm being serious. Normally, it's not a question and answer on a public hearing.
It's not a question that you
But
can answer.
I think I could speak for the council and the executive when the discussions that we have, the general consensus is that, yes, it is being revisited, or will be revisited.
When will you think that the public, because I think this is going to show on TV.
It will
I think
be a
people that
decision.
want to see it.
It will be a decision combined with the Board of Education, with what they request, as well as the executive branch, over the next year.
Okay. Well, I thank you for hearing me. I think you'll see the people of Wicomico County and the citizens of Wicomico County really are concerned. I think people at Wicomico County really don't know how to approach this, but I think we need to start learning.
Thank you very much. Any other public comments? Sir.
How you doing? Martin Fisher. Today I'm wearing the hat of the president at this moment of the Fraternal Order Police Lodge 111. I just want to speak on the negotiation contract process. 8 years ago, the citizens voted in question A. It was overwhelmingly voted in, and it's still on the books today. As I stand here today, the deputies believing that we had a contract ratified some months ago, it's still in the process. I'm under the understanding today it will go into a closed session for discussion. I don't have anything written down. I'm speaking from the heart here. This process has been long on all of us. But I can say and I'm putting it on public record today, we are at a point with our membership that we have no choice but to proceed with legal actions. If we don't have this matter resolved this week, by the close of the business day Friday, the vote is pretty much to proceed forward with legal action. That would include punitive actions and anything else under the law that we're entitled to. I think that we've been more than patient. I think that it's been a process for everyone, a learning process. I've been told various things. I'm not going to stand up here and bore everyone with it. And I do think that each and every one of you, especially the guys that are coming back, like you, Mr. Cannon, to throw yourself back in the public eye, and Joe, all you guys that are up here, thank you for your service. I do want to say that because I do know what it's like to be in the public eye. It's tough. And it's tough to make decisions. I'm asking for you not to think with your heart, but think with your head on this today. Look at the length of time we've waited. When you weigh this contract today, It's been 8 years. 8 years ago, the citizens spoke and said, this is what we want done, and we're still standing here today without it done. I've been with the Sheriff's Department for over 22 years. This is something that started not for more money, not for gain. It's because our disability system is lacking. Some months ago, Tom Funk stood up here, a deputy who was shot in the line of duty, and Mike Lewis, and talked about where the system was lacking, and they were corrected. However, we know for a fact now, through our negotiation process, that we are way behind the national standard on disability for police officers. It's not, there's a norm out there for disability for policemen, and Wicomico County's not meeting it. You know, that's what started this entire collective bargaining process, just so people know. And it has nothing to do with anyone sitting at this table today, I will say that. Years ago, we brought this forward, and it fell on deaf ears. You know, I was there. We saw what happened to a deputy who went out on disability. His family suffered. He lost his home. I'm not going to mention his name, but they suffered under this disability system. And I have to say, if that bullet was a quarter inch to the left or to the right, Tom Funk might not be here today. And I feel the citizens of Wicomico County want their officers taken care of. And I do pride myself that at our agency and our deputies that you don't read negative articles here in the last years about Wicomico County Sheriff's Office. These are professional police officers who go out and do their job every day, every holiday, 24/7. They don't take the break. They're not off. They're out there. All I'm asking is that when you sit down today, you look at what we've asked for. I don't think any of it that we asked for was to the extreme. We were proposed a contract that we took, and somewhere down the path, it didn't happen. We all agreed. We sat, negotiated for over a week, 8-10-hour days. I think the public common sense tells you the deputies didn't walk away from anything. Why would we? Why would we have walked away from a contract? That didn't happen. So I ask today, and again, I do thank you. Think long and hard when you look at that contract, but also keep in mind, my hand is forced. You know, no deputy wants to do this, but 8 years is long enough. We're going to do whatever's necessary Friday to see this thing through. So if you guys can ratify it and get it done, that's awesome. And again, I do thank you for your service. But if you guys can get this done, it's paramount now because it's out of my hands. When the membership speaks, we have to do what they want. And we will proceed legally as of Friday. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate your input. Any other public comments? Okay, seeing none. Council comments? Councilman Hall?
First of all, I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'd like to see the council go ahead and look at the red speed photo cameras again. The contract, from what I understand, is up in January. I think it's done its job. It has deterred speeding in the area. I think the fines are down for dramatically almost in half from what they were initially, so I'd like to go ahead and revisit this and see if there's a possibility that we could do away with these cameras. I'd also like to thank Gary Mackus, who will retire at the end of the month. Dedicated county employee who was instrumental in seeing our Civic Center, Henry Parker Field, Winter Place, the tourism, War Memorial, Pemberton, many parks and recreation areas brought up to a level that we never thought we could attain in Wicomico County. 27 years Gary's given to Wicomico County. He has an enterprise account, which means that he has to generate the amount of money that's taken up in his department for running his department. He's done it very efficiently. We certainly have been lucky as taxpayers. Our cost per taxpayer for service from Parks and Recreation is the lowest in the state by far. Gary, we'd like to thank you for your service and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Councilman Hall. Councilman Kilmer?
I too would like to join in saying Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone. I also want to say happy birthday to the Wicomico County NAACP. They had their 70th anniversary banquet on Thursday. Council President Cannon presented a nice proclamation from the county to them, and it was a good event. So congratulations to that group. And also congratulations to Hal Chernoff and the Main Street Gym. They had a great event there on Saturday night, raising funds for that gym and for some charities. They had a firefighter versus law enforcement four-bout boxing match, and I hope the law enforcement personnel won't get too upset with me to congratulate the firefighters who prevailed in 3 out of 4 bouts. So congratulations to the firefighting community in that. But it was a great event, and Main Street Gym does a lot of good work in the community. So congratulations to Hal and all the people there.
Thank you, Councilman Kilman. Council comments? Councilman Dodd?
Councilman Dodd, yes, my turn. First, I want to apologize about last meeting where I had to leave so quick. My children are a priority. They're a top priority, as they are with everyone else, I hope. I did stay for the swearing in. That's why I'm sitting here today. I did have to attend their chorus event, their Christmas concert, or whatever you want to call it. But it was a great event. We have a lot of talent in the schools. We really do. I do want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We've got a new year coming up. 2002, 2006, I supported you guys. I still do. We're going to look at this today. I know that the citizens voted overwhelmingly for you guys, but give us time. The majority on here is a new body. Let us digest this. Don't place demands on us. We're going to get through this. We really are. So please bear with us. The same thing with the school. We can't do it overnight, but I support you guys, and with the school, we're going to, somewhere or another, we're going to do what we can for the schools and public safety. We put that on our agenda as a platform, and we're going to continue to support you guys and the citizens to the best of our ability. I think we have a great council here. I look forward to working with these guys, excellent people, and I think we're going to represent the citizens well. We've got a lot to do. We've got a lot on our plate, but we're going to do our best, so please bear with us, and thank you guys for attending. And I thank all the citizens that are here today for attending and speaking out. Thank you.
Councilman Davis?
Yes, I'd like to wish everyone a happy holidays. And I, like Councilman Dodge, I look forward to next year working with this council. I think we got a lot of hard work ahead of us, and I think we can accomplish. We sit here and work it out, and I think it'll be a good year next year for Wycomico County. I also like to congratulate Delegate Rudy Kane on his retirement. We had a retirement party for him recently, and we all wish him well in his endeavor from now on. And I'd like to also congratulate my predecessor, Delegate-elect Cherie Sample Hughes. Wish her luck on her new endeavor as she travels across the bay to Annapolis.
Thank you. Councilman Holloway?
I'll ditto everything everybody said up here. It's good. It's easy going last. You don't have to say that. But I do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you.
Thank you. Under presidential comments, I have to take the liberty to thank a few people who helped me with my campaign, because at the last meeting I completely forgot to thank the people who were most important to me for that whole process. That would begin with my mother, who actually was here that night. She's 97, and she always brings this purse out that says Cannon, vote for Cannon, which is something that she's had for 40 years, I would guess. She's had it forever. My sister Sharon also was very helpful. When I saw signs up throughout the county and I had no idea who lived there, I knew that it was my sister who had probably persuaded somebody to help my son Michael and his wife Megan, as well as they allowed me to put stickers on their 4-month-old child Taylor. So everybody knows the benefit of babies. So I'd like to thank them. My fiancée Lori Crawford, who was a very big help, of course, and her son Kevin Brown. And my treasurer, David Ennis, who has stuck through it on every campaign I've ever had. I'd like to thank him. Also, some events that I attended and wanted to just recognize, the Greater Del Mar Chamber of Commerce. They had the Citizen of the Year. Susan Uphold was recognized. I'd like to congratulate her for her hard work with the library there. Also, as Councilman Davis said, Rudy Kane retirement. It was an excellent event. Actually, Councilman Davis and Cherie Sample Hughes put the event together, which was a great event. I also would like to wish Delegate Kane good luck. I understand from this morning that he had a stroke, suffered a stroke when he was visiting his family. in Arizona, I believe it was. And hope he is doing well. Attended Recreation Parks volunteer banquet. I'd like to thank all the volunteers, because without them, we could not do it. Councilman Kilmer and I visited the Riverton area near Sharptown to go over some concerns they had with the Salisbury University's most recent purchase there. We think that everything will be worked out in a complimentary fashion. As well as Councilman Kilmer said, the NAACP celebrated their 70th anniversary, and congratulations to them and President Ashanti especially. We went to a Delmarva Poultry Industry Lunch and Learn. I'd like to thank Bill Satterfield for hosting that for all the council members who attended, as well as the Eastern Shore delegation. And I'm almost done. Went to a Humane Society open house, which they're doing a great job out there, just to let the general public know. And I think it's a benefit to support them under any situation. And Habitat for Humanity, they had a new house, and they introduced it to a new family over the weekend, and they're doing great work. I would also like to thank Gary Mackus for his excellent 39 years in service. I do remember what it was like, and I mean, you can say way back then, with what Wycomico County had, and we're so concerned about economic growth, et cetera, and it is the amenities in the county that Gary presented, and the different functions that he actually created for Wycomico County that gave us that better quality of life, whether it was the Civic Center, whether it was recreation and parks, or whether it was the hard work that he did in tourism. He did an excellent job. If you were to look back from before to today, it is almost like looking at the black and white TV screen, and now it's in color. I'm almost done. Wycomico Sheriff, they are having what they call drive sober or get pulled over. Very catchy phrase, but it could have unfortunate consequences if you don't pay attention. They will be out in full force from December 12th through January 1st, and they'll be looking for drunk drivers. And with that being said, I'd like to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and that would end my presidential remarks. They will not be this long in the future, I promise everybody. And with that being said, I would like to entertain a motion so that we to close the meeting, so that we can go into a closed work session, which will be followed. We will come back in general legislative session approximately 11:20 for the bond sale. But at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to close the legislative session so we can go into a closed session. We have a motion second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting temporarily closed. Thank you.